Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. I'm live. I'm live. You funny, too. You funny. You funny. Pooh, let me see your phone real quick. Can you look up this poem, Invictus, for me real quick? Because I want to read it, but I don't want to. I don't want to undo my phone real quick. It's called Invictus, if you don't mind. Let me. Oh shoot! I gotta get my sound, my audio up. No, it's not it. No, I want to use yours real fast. It takes me a second, Pooh. Just a second. Just a second. Okay. I'm not a very good streamer. I suck really bad. Hey y'all. All right, this stream is today inspired by Ian Van Zant's book called Spiritual Hygiene. I think it should be sound enough. I'm gonna stop this machine in a second. You see Invictus? That's it. Beautiful. All right, so I'm gonna read this really quickly. I love this poem, Invictus. Out of the night that covers me, black as pit, from pole to pole, I thank whatever God may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fail clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeoning of chance, my head is bloody, but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishment the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the conqueror, the captain of my soul. Thank you. Your phone is very square. It's very square. It doesn't have round edges like the Apple phone.
It's not supposed to be an Apple phone.
I'm just saying, it looks like it'll cut somebody. Your phone is extremely square. I've never seen such a square phone. What is it because I guess that's just the Samsung, huh? They want to be so different from Apple. These people, they just don't want to be like Apple. I just read the poem Invictus. This is the book. This is the book that inspired me. It came in the mail. I was in the morning one day watching, looking on YouTube, and I saw I'm a Breakfast Club person, and so I saw it on Breakfast Club, and I was like, oh wow, Iyanla, she's back. Iyanla has been healing, She had a lot of loss and a lot of growth and things like that. And so I was watching Iyanla, and Iyanla has been a staple in my life. Between her and Deepak Chopra, they're very profound in their thinking, and the focus is always on healing. And so I have um, a open panel for anybody who decides they want to share. I don't like just kind of not having opportunity for people to share because I'm not, I like communication, and communication means back and forth. It doesn't mean one sided. So anyway, as anybody who's kind of watched me enough, you'll see that I have a lot of different rituals and traditions and things like that. This is my altar to my home and heart and family. And so these are simple gestures. No, there's no demons and gods and all kind of other crazy stuff. It's ritual. It's a matter of acknowledgement. That's all it is. It doesn't mean what people think it means. And so I light incense. There's um, the four energies, right? Water, fire, air, and earth. And so that's the elements that you see: air, air, earth, right? Marble, earth, and fire, right? And you'll see me pour what? Water. I pour water on the earth. All of these things I do are very symbolic. It's about healing. And a lot of times people say, oh, that's, people are doing witchcraft. They're doing, no, these are symbolic gestures of healing. That's all it is. Okay. And it's because people know what's necessary. A lot of people don't know what's necessary to sustain life. But healing is an ongoing process. It's something that people a lot of times are afraid to do. They like to be religious, but a lot of people don't know what healing is. You know, a lot of people don't know what healing is. And they walk around mad and angry and imbalanced. And so that's what this book is about. Spiritual, spiritual hygiene, daily rituals of healing. What are the most important things to me? That's what I make my altars based on. They are places of focus. They are places that center me. They have nothing to do with any witchcraft or weirdo shit. They are just simply a place where I say, look, this is family. This is important to me, right? My marriage, my family, my kitchen. This is the center of the home. This is where healing happens. This is where love is brewing. Food is cooking. You see, I stay a lot of times. I spend a lot of energy in the kitchen, facing this space. This is my sacred space. As a woman, this is feminine energy. You know, and when it's vibrant and beautiful outside, I have lots of flowers. So I know a lot of times people want to do just drama and crazy shit. People like to talk about degeneracy and all kind of weird shit. I get it. I get it. But we have to be multifaceted. You know what I mean? Ashe, ashe, kalima, ashe. We have to be multifaceted. We have to have many aspects of ourselves. We can't be one dimensional. So I read Invictus, and then I thought about it. Why is it necessary to have spiritual hygiene? I have not started the book. Be Not Food. I haven't read it. It just came in the mail. But Iana, she talks about physical hygiene. I'm just going to read the first one little section. She said, there comes a time in our individual path of spiritual evolution when lighting a candle to feel grounded is no longer enough. You brush your teeth and you wash your body every single day to prevent disease and stay clean. But what do you do every day to heal your soul? And healing is important. Healing is kind of controversial because a lot of people, you can't heal if you don't see that you have things that have happened. And it's not about victimhood. It's about recognizing that, you know what, maybe I'm a little bit struggling in this area of life. Why? And that's what makes spiritual healing or healing in general controversial. Acknowledging that you're not perfect. And it's not a public thing to do. But just acknowledging that you are not perfect. Acknowledging that you need to change or evolve or do better or be different. You know? And I would say that self-examination and self-awareness are where we begin, you know? So if I look at my life, I have to say to myself, first question, do I like who I am? Do I like who I am? And most people instinctually, they be like, yeah, I like myself. Of course I like myself. You understand the ego wants to stop every bit of healing. The ego, the I am. I'm perfect, That's cool for the outside world, but you got to get real with yourself, you know? You got to be real with yourself. When you're alone in the four-corner room, and it's just you and yourself, are you happy with the life you live in? Are you happy with who you actually are, not who you want to be? Are you happy? Good question. Are you happy? And I think the easiest way to get there is to be honest with oneself and say, am I choosing and living my best life? Am I? Am I living my best life? What are signs of living your best life? Fulfillment. Fulfillment. Feeling like you are a walking blessing. I bless and support others around me. That's how you know I have many gifts and talents, and I like to be supportive, and I like to give an abundance to others. That's how you know that you live in fulfillment. If you have a feeling of joy, right? You have a feeling of being supported in the universe. Do you walk around feeling supported? Do you have courage, right? Do you feel good generally? Or are you cranky and angry and frustrated, complaining? Look at self awareness. Do you feel like abundance is yours? Or do you feel like everything is a struggle and everybody has problems? I have problems. Everybody has problems. The world's full of problems. You know what I'm saying? State of mind. Because we can lie to ourselves, but when it comes down to it, you have to have some receipts. Are you joyful? Are you supportive? Are you extending your joy to others? Are you not only resourceful, but you provide resources to others? You're in a give and take relationship with those around you. You build and create community because you are full of joy and you want to spread it. You got to think about that. What does it actually look like to be happy and satisfied with oneself? To be a healed person, a person who actually is in the process constantly of healing and spreading healing energy around. These are the signs of healed people, you know? And I just say that because a lot of times our first instinct is to say, oh, I'm happy, I'm straight, I'm good, ain't nothing wrong with me. But if you're not actually embodying the life you want to live, and you're not walking around in joy, then you probably got some work to do. That's just reality. A lot of work to do. If, think about this. When you wake up, the first, 5 minutes, first pop your eyes open. Is there a feeling of dread, anxiety? Or is there a feeling of excitement? Yes, hell yeah. I get to do this shit again. I get to do X, Y, and Z. Do you have things you're excited about? Are you enthusiastic, full of energy, invigorated? That's how you know that you're living your best life. You're exploring, you're learning, you're feeling abundance. You can't wait to share your day with others. You can't wait to spread your energy. You got agendas and things you're doing, you're busy. Are you living your best life? That's it. That's your answer. First thing when you wake up in the morning, how do you feel? That's the most honest, self-aware thing. That's the most honest. That's an easy way to get to real. But I tell you, one of the harshest realities I had to learn as a person who is on a spiritual path, one of the hardest things I had to learn was recognizing that every single day, this is hard to get for some people because we want to rationalize. And feel free, anybody who wants to pull up, you can. I'm going to sit here and wash these dishes, these handful of dishes. I got to be productive. This may not be a long stream. Because I did it at the last minute, and I know a lot of times people come to YouTube for fuckery. So I just want to share this because the book inspired me. But this is what I will say. This is a real pill to swallow right here. This is a real pill to swallow. Do we realize, right? And it took me a long time to learn this. The master alchemist, my master alchemist master teacher. he spent a lot of time teaching this lesson. Y'all know what the lesson is? That you consciously choose your reality every day. Let me say that again. We consciously choose our reality every single day. Now it sounds pretty simple, but it's not. So you take any situation or scenario, I'll give a few, and I will explain you're choosing it. Because until you do something different and you make up your mind to move into a new reality, you're choosing it. I'll give you an example. I hate my job. I hate this job. I don't want this job. I'm stuck at this job. I don't want to be here. This sucks. I don't like this work. Da da da, right? And a lot of people are very unfulfilled by the career, the job they have, the money they're making. But y'all know what? Every single day that person wakes up, gets dressed, drives to that job, they're giving energy. They're entertaining that job. And your rational mind says, no, they're not. They don't have a choice. Yes, you do. That's the lie. That's the lie. That's the lie. That's why people are stuck. And it takes courage to see that you don't have to do anything. You don't have to do anything. Your rational mind says, I got bills to pay though. And I've been working there for 5 years though. And I ain't got nowhere else to go. I'm invested. I ain't got no choice. I'm stuck. That's where I'm at. Okay. But that's not the truth. Every day, you literally are choosing that reality. You choose to work there every day. And I'm not talking about like that's where you go. I'm talking about there is a conscious, I choose this job. I choose these assholes to work with. I choose the type of work that I hate. I choose to be here every single day. I choose to have a bad attitude when I'm here. I hate this shit and I choose to hate this shit every single day. You literally are choosing it. Y'all know how easy it is to move, but it's the hardest thing in the world. It's the hardest thing to move the mind, to create a new reality. It's hard for a lot of people because the rational mind says this is how things are. And there's not an easy answer. Everything's hard. What else could I do? Where else could I go? You have all these rational thoughts. I got bills to pay. Oh, you paint yourself into a permanent place in your mind. And this is why people can't live their best life because they have all the reasons why they got to keep choosing things they don't like. And they're stacked up. They're fucking thick. You hear me? They're fucking thick. Thick reasons. Tons of reasons. We talk ourselves out of our best lives. My master alchemist teacher, he teaches you to ask yourself without limitations, without anything, no boundaries, sky's the limit. And he tells you, make sure that when you're choosing things, you understand why. What do you really want? Not psychobabble, not bullshit, not just something to impress others, but why do you want what you say you want? Be careful about what you choose. Be careful about what you choose. What do you really want? Let me tell you something. You will find out if you're not careful. You can manifest things, and you thought it was what you really wanted, but it wasn't. You have to go deep when you decide what you want to choose. Because once the mind starts to create it, you got it. You know? I'll just briefly talk about this and then I'll go back to the whole job thing. I had this, very irrational idea. Oh, I want to, own property in another country. And I see beaches. I had all these visions. I see beaches. I see, far off places, a home abroad, an investment. This is what I want. I want to, be able to walk to the sand beaches and beautiful sea breeze and a warm place with exotic people and in the Caribbean somewhere. And I swear to God, the vision became reality. And that sounds crazy. Somebody in their motherfucking 30s talking about, early 30s. Talking about I own property in the Caribbean. You got people who spend their whole life paying for a property abroad if they could ever even do it, you know? What's up, V Dub? Hey, how are you? You said, nah, I'll take Florida. Right, right, right. But I had dared to dream. I had dared to dream. And it happened so easily and effortlessly. Once I had set my mind on it. This is what I want. My husband, we both set our mind on it. This is what we want. You know, imagine that. You got people, they work their whole life till they're 70 something years old, and then have to trade in everything they worked for and hope to have it, you know? And I accomplished it in my 30s. Rental property, paid in full, easy. Doing the impossible easy. This is what happens when you get in tune to yourself and you can move your mind, right? You can make things that are not rational happen. Very irrational things that supposed to take a lot of time and a lot of energy. You can make it happen when you have the skills to move your mind. When you have a vision and you focus on it and you call down what you desire and you believe it and you embrace it and you focus on it. That shit's real, right? You do the impossible. Trust me. I used to share a lot of these things, experiments, if you will, lots of experiments. And in real time, I still do share it, but I guess, it's become such a way of life to me. I'm not impressed by it. Other alchemists, I'm in a very big alchemist group. We all do these experiments. We all share, but once you've been an OG, you know it's like less impressive. It's like old tricks, and you watch the people who are new to it. You know, oh, that's cute. You're getting it. Good for you. You know, I'm an OG in this, and it's real shit. You know, and I understand why secret societies and stuff exist because everybody can't understand the levels, the dimensions, and the manifestation in real time, real time, real time. And I'm very hesitant to talk about it because if you're talking about it to people who don't know and who don't understand, who don't have the talent, the skill, and the gift to do it, you really just sound crazy as fuck. Even when you provide receipts, you sound crazy. So I'm very hesitant to share it. Um, but I love this group. I love these people. They had to grow on me over years because the way they talk is so crazy and reckless, but wise, so wise. But it's such coded language that it's hard to understand. You know, it's hard to understand. And it took me a long time. And I kept wondering, why does he keep repeating himself? He keeps saying this master alchemist. He's a teacher. He lives in Australia. He keeps saying over and over again, all the time, what do you really want? What do you really want? So I got that place, had it for 10 years. And I thought it was exactly what I wanted. I really did. It was exactly what I visualized. We got it. We have it. We're doing our thing. And then I realized, like, I don't want to go there. I'm tired of it. The same place every year. It didn't feel like I thought I would want it to feel. I fell in love with an idea, not a reality. You understand? I fell in love with an idea, the idea of a Westerner having a second home somewhere abroad and the sunshine and this and that. And honestly, that wasn't the real desire. That wasn't the real desire. The real desire was to explore and see things in foreign places. That was the real desire. That was the real desire to travel. And that wasn't traveling. That was going to the same condo in the same city, in the same country, and I didn't want to do it anymore. You know, and hell, at least it's an investment. So it's an investment. So I took it at that. But that wasn't my initial. I thought there was going to be some kind of high feeling. And I got it at first, like, oh wow, I got my place in the sun. I'm 1 mile from the beach this way and 1 mile from the beach that way. I went to the beach many times. I stayed in the place many months in a row. And then I realized that wasn't actually what I wanted. That's why it's important. When he asks you over and over, what do you want to feel? Why do you want it? What do you really want? He goes to the root of it. And what I'm telling you is that a lot of times we're not living our best life because we don't know what we really want. We're just coasting along, doing some shit, unclear, right? And that's why we're not living our best life because we're not honest with ourselves. Our ego tells us, yeah, I'm doing cool. You comparing yourself to somebody else. But if you were to ask yourself, deep down inside, what is your best life? How do we get there? You know what the master alchemist says? He says, ask yourself, what does your day look like? This is how you get to the truth. What does your day look like every day? What does your day look like? I did my homework. Let me go get my homework so y'all can see what my day looks like. Let me get it. What does your day look like? Because this is a sustained thing. This is not about, impressing others or whatever. What does your day look like? I have this on by my house entrance. What does my day look like? I'm about to get off in a second. I'm done in here. What does my day look like? Got it thought out. Got it thought out. He talks about mastering the day. Here is mastery for me, self mastery. This is the homework I got to. My choice for my dream driven day. And that's what he calls it, your dream driven day. That's living your best life. The elements that make your day the life you want to live. It's a whole lot of levels to it I can't go into, but the dream driven day infuses all that you desire to be into your daily life routine. I don't know if that makes sense. It's kind of like you start from the minus. I mean, not the minus, but what's it called? Micro, and you work towards the macro. My daily life reflects the reality that I'm actually living in. So I've got it down to the like micro, small level. That's the math, that's the science of the work that we do as alchemists. Being in a state of gratitude because you are grateful for knowing who you are and what you can do. It starts out with the first part of the day. First morning thought, I feel total gratitude. I say a prayer for all and wish lovingly for everyone, feeling gratitude that all is well. Morning coffee and tea is me time spent planning and thinking about my life. A good word. Ashe. That's how I get up in the morning. I get my tea and my coffee. That for me implies, we gotta use the word implies. That implies that I am free. I am happy. I wake up and I drink tea because I have time to drink tea. I used to just jump in the car and go off somewhere, couldn't think about drinking anything, eating it. I got to hurry up and get to work. But this implies that I have freedom, sweat and movement, enjoy feeling my body and feeling well, eating something healthy and good for me. These are part of my dream driven day. It sounds very simple, but there's a lot of implications here. What does that mean? Eating. That's including my gardening. That includes good food. That includes shopping. That includes spending time in this space, right? It includes all of that. Reading space, enjoying a good and pleasurable read is the highlight of my day. And then he talks about feeding your senses. And part of feeding my senses, this is my homework. Smelling something lovely. I don't know what it will be, but I will fully enjoy it. That's part of my dream driven day. I wake up every day and I'm free to create, to do what I want to do. Daily, I drink my tea. I spend time reading, enjoying myself, listening, being creative, cooking, preparing food, and everything else is extra. But that's my dream driven day. I own my reality. I choose it every day. I have the luxury to think about smells. What do I want to smell today? You'll see that I burn incense all the time. Oh gosh, I have a big ass box of of what do you call it? Melts. What do you call them? Wax melts. I like to smell beautiful things all the time. I love smelling beautiful things, creating beautiful scents. I have sprays throughout my house. So this is like, some people like, what is living your best life? That is it for me. Waking up every day full of gratitude, thinking about how creative I'm going to be, having the time and the energy to cook for my family, to be with my family, to drive around, to shop, to do all these things. But it's all implied in my homework. It's all implied. I know what that means. I know why I wrote everything I wrote. Let me tell you about the master alchemist. Let me tell you what his dream driven day was. His dream driven day, and it's so crazy because he embodies all of it. He lives it daily. I didn't want to get too specific. This is general because I know the rest myself, right? But these are the elements that must be for me to be living my dream, my best life. These are the important things to me. But his dream driven day, he explained it a long time ago. And we all watched him embody his dream driven life, his best life. He said early on that his dream driven day, believe it or not, look at all the implications. He said, I am an Australian citizen. He's an actual white man from the United States. He had no connections to Australia, but he woke up and he said, what does my life look like? I live in Australia. I belong there. I have a home there. It's home now. That was his dream driven life, his dream driven day. And he said, what is my dream driven day? When I dream about my best life, my best day, and I break it down, what does it look like? And you know what he said? He said, I go to shops every day. I'm a puppy dad. And I sit and play with my puppies in my garden. And I have a lovely woman. And we're puppy parents together. This is all he said. Now, he ain't met nobody. He ain't been to Australia. We watched him create all of this. This is how come he's a master alchemist. All right, Pooh. Love you. So we got the garden. We got the house. We've got the wife that hasn't happened yet. The house that hasn't happened yet. Australian belonging, citizenship hasn't happened yet. Dogs ain't happened yet. Nothing has happened. He told us what his dream driven reality was, his dream driven life. He said, I go to the butcher and I hang on his every word. He says, I like the best cuts of pork belly. I don't even know what that is, but I know he says it all the time. He loves pork belly. And he does these sharings where he talks about and he keeps reliving. It's like Groundhog's Day. He lives his best life over and over and over again. He knows what he chose. And he shares with us every day. He's like, oh, I got lamb chops today. And he wanted a woman who loves to cook, and she cooks for him. And he shows us the food. He started from nothing. He created this reality. And we watched all of it come together. It's been years. It's amazing what we've watched. This man was a former cop. He had a former military. He had PTSD. He was fucked up. He was a drunk. He was bitter. He was fucked up, but he healed. But he healed. Let me see. Commentary. Bronzberg. What is with all this Buddha shit in your kitchen? I was saying, Bronzberg, that this is my altar to the home and hearth. It's a family altar. It's a sacred space where beautiful things smell. You understand? All the elements are there: air, earth, fire, and wind. It's a space where I give energy, you know. I spend a lot of time here, in the kitchen. It's the center of the home, so it deserves it deserves to be fed. Let me put it that way. How are you, Bronzebird? So I'm talking about a little alchemy today. This is how I live. I live an alchemist lifestyle. And I did, it's what you call mental, some people call it mental magic, but it's creating in the mind and designing what you want and bringing it to reality. And that's why I say everybody doesn't realize it, but you choose everything. You choose the fucked up shit you see every day. All of the stuff that you don't like, you choosing it. You choosing. Just stop choosing. Choose something different. But back to the master alchemist. I do want to tell this story. I gotta go in a minute. My alarm's gonna go off. But he chose all these things, and he says, I want to go to the butcher shop. I want the best cigars, and I want to go and get cigars, and I want good liquor, and I want to make X number of dollars. And oh my God. And he said, I want to share this alchemy with everybody who can accept it, who can understand it. I want to make people's lives better. I want to make people's lives better. Everything he designed in his dream driven life, he is an embodiment. We watched him get his citizenship for Australia. He don't know nobody, got no friends over there. He went, he met this beautiful, amazing woman. She's also an alchemist. She's an Australian citizen. They are married. They have two dogs. The story of how the two dogs came to them, these puppies, is a brilliant, amazing thing. They started cutting down the backyard of the cottage. There was a cottage and they just gave it to them. I don't know how that happened. It's crazy. He was given a home. It's a cottage. It was given to him with land. Given as a gift. He told somebody, I belong in Australia. They said, you need a home here. Gave him a home. Not out of charity. It was just like, oh, this belongs to you. And he started cutting down all the, you know, and we watched the garden grow. We watched each part of the garden develop. And we saw the dogs come. And we go with him and we watch him shop in the shops. We watch him in the cuts of meat. We watch her cook it. He doesn't share all of it all the time, but he shares it. And he talks about his daily life. We watch all of that manifest. He went from a place of just fucking suffering, bitterness, anger, loneliness, resentment. And I watched how this manifesting and mastery of manifesting, how it shaped and changed his life. He dared to see something else and not only to see it, but believe he could have a different life. And he chose it. And he chooses it every day. That's my point. You choose these things every day. You choose, we choose, we choose. And it's such a hard, hard lesson. I spent 2 years hating my job as a teacher and choosing it every day. And it was painful. And I went to him and I said, well, what am I doing wrong? He said, what do you want? Stop what you're doing and pick what you want. Just stop. And, I have been through all of these rigmarole. I can't because I got this invested and I got all these degrees. And he's like, do you want to have a dream-driven life or not? Choose something different. Just move. Be done with it. Choose something different. You don't have to do that. Stop lying to yourself. Be honest with yourself. Just choose and move. And my God, it just dawned on me finally. It dawned on me one fine day. He had been saying this shit forever. Stop choosing things you don't like. You are creating all of this. And that changed everything for me. When I learned how to move my mind to a new reality, I am now a business owner. I'm no longer a teacher. It's just that simple. I moved into business. I get to shop for vases and tea parties and Do things I love every day, creative things, fun things. I was at thrift stores all day the other day. I was just in bliss, happy, looking at things, touching things, sniffing things, being nosy. I was happy in bliss. This is the life I chose. I don't choose to be with angry, mean children who are disrespectful, stressed out every day, drinking on the weekend to cope. I don't choose that anymore. I choose to be home and be happy with my daughter and my family. I choose to be in the center of the kitchen, in the center of the home. I chose something different. Trust me, I got 1,001 reasons. 1,001 reasons why I couldn't choose something. And I stuck with that for a while till I got sick of being sick and tired, you know? And just like the master alchemist, he got sick and tired of choosing the same shit all the time. He didn't focus on maybe that he doesn't care for, like, American women. He didn't focus on that. He didn't focus that maybe American culture don't mix with him well. He didn't focus on that. He focused on what he loves: adventure, the big outback, cigars and liquor and puppies, adventure, going and seeing shops with people who talk funny, being new in a new place, you know, having a partner who loves to cook in a cute little cottage with a garden out back where dogs run and play. He has a beautiful life. He taught me to believe. He taught me to believe, and he teaches thousands of people, thousands upon thousands of people to believe. And I've seen him do marvelous things for people. And he makes good money, good money, without trying. He's doing real goddamn good, okay? What he teaches is gold. That's what we call it, gold. It's gold. It'll change your life. It'll change your fucking life. So anyway, I'm sharing today two things. I shared Invictus, the poem, I Have to Go. This is my plan as far as having a dream-driven day. These 6 elements, this was my homework from the Master Alchemist. These are the things that guide my day, so I know I'm living my best life. And I am going to be reading. As part of my dream-driven day is time to read, because I have implied that I have the freedom to do so. Right? Creativity and reading and cooking. That's the center of my life. Spiritual hygiene. So when I want a book, I fucking order it. When I want to read, I sit my ass down and I read. This is the life I've chosen. I didn't have these luxuries before. A lot of things I didn't have. It seems like, you say, oh, I want $1 million. I want to know, what does every single day look like? What are the elements of your day? What makes you happy? What makes you fulfilled? I'm a happy motherfucker because I know exactly what I want to do. I know exactly who I want to be. I know exactly what my days look like. I wake up in joy and happiness. And I said that part about early in the morning, having time to think. I do that every morning. I just sit on my porch. I used to never do that. That's important to me. Sit with the stars and think. Sit with myself and think. Just me by myself. The early morning is my time. I love the life I'm living. I created it. I chose it. I share. All right. Appreciate this, y'all. Let me share. I'll share.